facilitating learner-centered learning. Today, we're diving into learner-centered education, where students take charge of their learning and teachers become guides. First up, let's talk about the idea that learners are at the center of the learning process. But what does that mean? Well, it means that the focus is on you, the student. The whole learning experience revolves around making sure you're getting what you need to understand and grow.
Here's a cool fact. Did you know a prototype is an idea or a visual image of a typical example? For instance, when you think of a dog, you might picture a golden retriever, even though there are many different kinds of dogs.
Little known fact about originality. Originality involves the production of ideas that are unique or unusual.
Did you know that Albert Bandura's social learning theory emphasizes learning by observing and imitating others' behaviors, attitudes, and reactions?
Let's move on to self-awareness. Did you know self-awareness means understanding your emotions and thoughts and how they influence your behavior? It's about knowing what makes you tick and why you react the way you do in different situations.
Fun fact. A concept is a way of grouping or categorizing objects or events in our mind. It's how we can think of both apples and bananas as fruits even though they look and taste completely different.
Get this. Did you know that far transfer refers to transfer between contexts that on appearance seem remote and alien to one another?
Did you know that skimming is a quick way to gain a basic overview of new materials by just looking at the cover?
Okay, motivation time! Did you know motivation is that inner drive that pushes you to pursue something, whether it's a goal, hobby, or even just getting through the day? There are two types of motivation, the intrinsic and extrinsic motivation.
Another fun fact, in a spiral curriculum, teachers must revisit their curriculum by teaching the same content in different ways. Depending on students' developmental levels, it's like leveling up in a video game. The challenges increases as you grow.
Hey, check this out. Derivative subsumption describes the situation in which new information you learn is an example of concept that you have already learned.
Did you know that bodily kinesthetic learners understand best through physical interaction with their environment?
Now, keep in mind that when we say teacher, it doesn't mean that private school teachers aren't included in this term. That's a misconception. Teachers across all educational settings play a crucial role in this learner-centered approach.
Did you know that meaningful learning leads to greater transfer than rote memorization? That's because when we really understand something, we're able to apply it to different situations.
Did you know that elaboration is the process of enhancing ideas by providing more details?
Did you know that graphic organizers like charts and diagrams help visually set up or outline new information for easier understanding?
When we say self-management, it is all about regulating those emotions and behaviors. It's about being able to stay calm under pressure, avoid impulsive reactions, and make intentional choices even when things get tough.
Speaking of building knowledge, did you know constructivists believe that learning is facilitated by social interaction? We learn better when we collaborate, share ideas, and challenge each other's thoughts.
Cool fact. Did you know that according to Erikson, a child that is 3 to 5 years old is egocentric?
Did you know that verbal information refers to stating facts, concepts, principles, or procedures that you've already learned?
Let's not forget about social skills. Relationship skills refer to the ability to establish and maintain healthy and meaningful relationships. It's about communicating effectively, cooperating with others, and resolving conflicts in a positive way.
Here's one for behavior bugs. Operant conditioning is a method of learning that occurs through rewards and punishments for behavior. For example, giving a treat to a dog for good behavior is a form of operant conditioning.
Curious? Here's a fact about analytical skills. Analytical skills helps a person determine if a certain idea is good.
Did you know that the discrimination in learning refers to the ability to distinguish between different objects, features, or symbols?
Did you know social awareness goes hand in hand with this? It's the ability to understand and empathize with others, to see things from their perspective. Being socially aware helps you build better relationships and make more thoughtful decisions.
Thinking about your thinking? That's called metacognition. It happens when a teacher attempts to develop the student to think about their thinking or to reason about one's own thinking.
Another curious fact. Did you know that creative skills allow a person to come up with a new idea, usually to answer a need or solve a problem?
Did you know that personalization is the process of making information relevant to personal experiences to improve retention?
When I say intrinsic motivation, it comes from within you. You do something because it brings you joy or fulfills a personal desire. It's like painting because you love the creativity and expression it brings.
Here's another fact. Young children learn through inactive representation. Children learn about the world through actions on physical objects and outcomes of these actions. For example, a child learns about balance by physically playing with a seesaw.
Ever heard that memory skills helps us recall facts and pieces of information?
Did you know that repeating information aloud or mentally helps with memorization is called rehearsal?
Now, let's spice things up with some creativity. Did you know creative problem solving or CPS is an intentional process for tackling problems and finding opportunities? It's not just about coming up with wild ideas but finding solutions that are both novel and practical. It encourages you to think outside the box while still keeping your feet on the ground.
Did you know that once learners develop the ability to think abstractly, they're using symbolic representation? This means that they can think beyond what's physically present and deal with ideas like justice, freedom, or love.
Also known fact. Did you know that practical skills enable a person to apply what one has learned?
Did you know a fixed ratio schedule requires a certain number of correct responses for reinforcement, like a reward in court?
Did you know extrinsic motivation comes from outside factors like doing something because of a reward or to avoid punishment? Think of studying hard because you want a good grades or to avoid detention. These types of motivation are important, but knowing what drives you can make all the difference in achieving your goals.
Here's a memory fact. Did you know that episodic knowledge includes memories of life events? It includes our personal memories like your first day of school or a family vacation. It's the reason certain moments stick with you forever.
Quick trivia. Did you know that memory skills help us recall facts and pieces of information?
Did you know that autism spectrum disorder affects how people interact, communicate, and learn? And also, okay?
And that's all for our trivia and fun facts about facilitating learner-centered learning. Keep learning and stay curious. Until next time, bye!